Good morning. I'm Tina. This is To the Inner Wild. Thanks for stopping by. Welcome to those current practitioners of love and light, and however you produce that love and light, you're welcome here. All right. Now, I know some of you don't use that frilly language, but you do extend the service to this universe, the multiverse, even. And I'm tuned back in. I was out of commission, I think, like around 4 o'clock till, I don't know, midnight. I don't know, it got progressively worse. And it was all due to some foul energies that came through. I don't even understand why. I feel like they're moving things out of sync because they realize that I've caught on to the whole, like, you know, cosmic scheduling of battles. So they tend to do this around, like, moon influences or solar eclipses, that kind of thing. Certain astrological assignments and alignments. So they're trying to do it, like, kind of differently now. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, then that's fine. This is probably something that you need to research if you understand the vibes of foul play, or what you call it, or it's like just not within your realm. So just like don't mind that. Oh wait, my ring just came off. That's okay. So anyway, I got really sick yesterday. It wasn't like if I went to a doctor, then they wouldn't be able to diagnose it. It's not one of those things. I threw up like 4 rounds at least. And the funny thing about it is it wasn't anything that I ingested in its most immediate, like, it wasn't what I last ingested, which is really weird. Like, the way it was, you know, when there's battles like that, there's also channeling that goes through between myself, or the person that's attacked, and the attacker. However, there's different forms of attackers. There's attackers that are like the ones that issue it, execute, and then there's attackers that delegate it to the executors. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I realized in all of that, especially with my peers, my my undercover friends, I don't even know if I should call them friends, because friendship takes time, you know, and but how do I say it? The good deeds of others, of my peers, okay? They gave me some advice, you know, because they could see things kind of unfold in different ways. And so I found that kind of just supportive, you know. And it was just a foreboding, just like as a reminder not to repeat cycles. And I saw that within my personal life with that whole back and forth. I'll post the audio on it. It was just me warming up my tea, and then just this, yeah, it was pretty bad. Again, like I told you, my hands were shaking. I had to I had to archive that YouTube. I had to archive the last reading that I did, where I channeled in someone from my last job in particular. And I am going to migrate it to YouTube so you can see it there. But I had to clip out, like, I didn't realize that my skirt was short. Like, I was getting hot, and that argument got me sweating to the point, like, I know I had to put on bottoms, and I didn't want to wear pants because it was There's an ambulance. Because I was sweating so badly, like it affected me on a physical level. And so, I didn't realize that, at certain part where I had to like get tissue to blow my nose or whatever, that you could like kind of see up my skirt. So I had to clip that part out. Anyway, Angels of Love and Light, I invite you in to direct and protect these messages, my space, my auras, my chakras, and that of my Light and Love crew and fam. Okay? Thank you. And I have to be more specific this time. Every single time I have to be even more specific, because there are viewers that insist upon, inviting themselves, gate crashing. And I can't allow for that, because, so anyone who has that foul energy, see your way out and just pass on by. Since you're within close proximity of passing by, I'm just going to pass you on with your karma, because I'm just about done with that. Like, do you know how foul the energies are to trip up people who are of the same likeness? I had told you that that was the only person within my last job that I could see myself being friends with, and to delegate tasks to a person that equally sees the same in me. Like, she didn't admit to it, but I could tell by our interactions that it wasn't absolutely fake. Like, I know I was talking to a real person, that didn't completely sell out. That there is still free will in there, and in practice, and it's just like, it doesn't stifle the person's, being. It might stifle their character a little bit, make them trip up, but like, that happens to a lot. Case in point, that audio I'm due to post, so anyway, I just find it really dirty for people to do that, like pin, like, brother against brother, sister against sister, etc. Like, that's what's breeding here, what's going on in the macrocosm. And I think the more that we see it apparent, the more we'll come into the realization how much power we have. And so within that Scrabble type of thing, I knew that, like, it was weird, because one of the wordings was truth in there, and I thought it was trickery, like, oh, just gonna go ahead and do that so that, like, I'll lower my guard or whatever. But as things progressed through the day, or through the evening, it was a battle to the death. Like, I could feel that it was either me or her that was going to be last standing. And then the channeled music that came in was reiterating that. It's so crazy. So crazy. Like, it was definite. Like, one was supposed to put the other out. And it's like, no. No. And so, as long as we keep the truth, I extend the same protection, because that's bullshit. Like, I know that, like, they still need to, get on with their lives and, do certain things, and they're still within that realm, but, like, to throw away our lives, to, like, sacrifice ourselves for, like, the bullshit energy that cares for neither of us, no. Not cool. So we're using the Pomo Tarot. Yeah, I was really out, like, okay, TV girl. This is, let me just double check. So TVs are, let me see here. Wands, okay. So, Page of Wands, okay. Six of Swords in reverse. The, Hermit card. Ace of Cups in reverse. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. The Queen of Pentacles. The Death card. Oh. Okay. Three of Cups. Okay. Seven of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, we have so many cards here. Oh, no. Seven of Cups. Okay. Two of Swords in reverse. And 10 of Wands. Okay. Okay, I see it. Okay. So TV Girl is supposed to be the main thing here. Hold on real quick. Wait a second. Is it that, or I feel like I have to see how this is supposed to be rearranged, because there's like a lot of cards here. I need to eat. Give me a second. Ooh. Okay. Spirits are all saying that this is a huge burden for both parties. But this added weight. Okay, what do you want to say about the added weight? Let's go ahead and read through this first, okay? There's something funky about this. Hold on. Okay. Like, everything is kind of encrypted, so I just need to read it accordingly, okay? Yeah. It's just slightly off key. It's okay. We're getting things going. Okay. You have to remember. Okay. Alright. Page of Wands. Okay. We're going into calmer waters, which feels like, we do feel like kind of like knocked off our game. But we just go in flow. And we're searching within every corner. We're critiquing ourselves, absolutely. Like, really fine-tuning. Because Spirit is giving us this piece in order to look in every corner. And it's Spirit is very much invested in us with that. It's like hats off, to us for doing that. Because most people wouldn't be able to do that. We're kind of like Eight of Pentacles in reverse. We're putting, like, how they call it quiet quitting. That's partially what we're doing here. I know that that person that I channeled before from work, kind of like just doing that quiet quitting, and it's very valid. Like, I know it's valid. For me, I have applied out there for the past few weeks, and I've been turned down, or my resume has been reviewed, but like no response, that kind of thing. So like, you can't force things to happen. And like, I'm not gonna fake, I had a towel on my head like the whole night. Like, I was sweating profusely. It was pretty shitty, for sure. But that just, how do I say it? We only have so much fuel to give, right? So we're going to invest in our own dreams, okay? So we're kind of like circling about. Like, Like, you gotta face reality, you know? There's just a lot to carry. So here we're invested more in other possibilities, because the more we give to this, whatever that isn't quite suiting us, yeah, like for me, I'm now just like doing chores that relate to me and the kids. Like, I'm not gonna, no, for a while now, no. That's why, like, whatever his pots and pans are, have a collected mold on the stove or wherever it is. And for this past Thanksgiving, where he just threw a fit, I decided, like, or, you know, stomped his feet, like, acted like so petty. I decided to address that. And, like, he's still being petty. Like, I decided, okay, well, if you don't mind roaches, I'm just going to put the pots and pans on that, like, you know, ottoman that you're at constantly, where you're bitching and complaining, to, you know, tearing down a friend, and, like, spending hours doing that, and playing video games, and saying that you're earning a paycheck, like, working remotely. Like, that's so much bullshit. No, I'll put your bullshit in front of you, because a family still needs to operate here. And, you know, if you don't mind the roaches that come through, or if there's none according to you, then let it be. Wherever it is that you're standing, you know, whatever, that's fine. So, like, those things, you know, you just have to, like, kind of just address. Like, it's only fair. And, like, he tried to chew me out over, like, 5 years that I've been unemployed or whatever, that I haven't been doing shit for the family, you know, in quotation marks, you know, like, it's crazy, because, like, I don't remember all of these things that, you know, that happen all the way through. So the way he scripted things is to discount me to everybody, and I'm not supposed to pay attention to that. But the fact that court dates are coming up, like, it catches me by surprise, and I have to remember my triggers, hence the reason why to search in every corner to really identify with what triggers me. Like, so you're saying, like, that's absolutely what we should be doing, because like, I if I recall, okay, I think it was 2018 or 2019 that I last had a job. No, 2018, okay, where I quit, or got simultaneously, whatever, like, they, I can't talk about it 100% because there's an NDA attached to that. But there were still funds after the fact. And during that time, from late 2018 through 2019, I got another job with, you know, as an independent contractor, helping someone else. And simultaneous to that, also getting, like, you know, what was I doing also? I think from 2019 or 2020, I was also helping, somewhere between that time, 2018 through 2020, I was helping caretake for his mom. And they gave me funds for that, because they're like, okay, well, you know, the aunt does the taxes, and so, and was the executor. So, they said, okay, well, you know, let's go ahead and help out, you know, my family or whatever, and, or like the nephew's family or whatever. And so let's just make those arrangements, because it was so foul in that home because of his younger brothers, and, well, one of them anyway, like, major, and all of, like, the diagnoses and all of the things that had happened. Like, it was really horrible. So, like, they were just trying to arrange something where everyone could be able to help out. And so it wasn't like I proposed, like, hey, you know, pay me. No, it wasn't anything like that. It was like, how are we going to fix this so that the caretakers that we originally assigned, like, on the external, weren't threatened, weren't, like, you know, that there were other checks and balances that could, you know, come into play. Because, like, I'm on the inner circle, so if I'm watching his mom, like, I'm not protected by like a union or whatever, where you could just walk out at any second. Like, you don't have to deal with that kind of bullshit when it comes to being protected, you know, under those standards. So it's just like, you know, so I was doing that. And do you know how hard it is to caretake? Like, you just go ahead and watch on TikTok. You can see, like, the nursing for dementia patients, or, like, even Alzheimer's, how, like, how taxing that is on a person. And that you have to just, like, go with any flow that's there at the moment. So, like, I'm not bitching about that at all, but, like, for him to, like, there's no gratitude whatsoever for anything that I've done, and, like, to discount me on all of those things, and then when, like, in the middle of that, like, verbal abuse, like, even physical abuse, like, absolutely, like, degrading, you know, like, and for a while, like, I took a hiatus, because I decided, like, no, I need my space. I need to, like, recollect, like, what it is that I need to do, because it was just, and then for him to, like, play this game with me, like, this, where I support you, and, like, you know, with your whole spirituality thing, you know, go ahead and, like, find what you need to do, and then, like, turning that, like, complete, like, absolute narcissistic behavior, like, gaslighting, all kinds of bullshit. And so to just throw you off your game, and, like, and then so, like, you know, okay, I got a job last year. It lasted for what, I don't know, 5 or 6 months, and for him to, like, degrade them and say that it was, like, what, 3 months, you know, like, he's changing the storyline. It is so insane. Like, and, like, I don't recall these things because, like, I'm, you know, I'm just trying to move forward. And, like, I left that because of sexual harassment. Like, I don't want to, like, I have enough shit going on in my life. Causation of him, like, and so I don't want to deal with any more, like, court case bullshit. Like, no. So, like, I left that. And then, like, and then he says, like, oh, you know, and then, just, like, in between that time, I confront him because the cards say, you know, that he's gonna straight up lie about, like, the cheating and all of that. Like, don't confront him because he's still gonna, it's just gonna make him angry. And, like, I didn't listen to the cards. I didn't listen to Spirit with that. And I did that. I confronted him. And then he tried to turn it around by someone that I was befriending, who was, like, he was labeling as a rock star. You know, he's well known and all of that, but, like, it's not, anyway, it was just, like, whatever. So he was trying to twist it so that he was, like, saying, like, well, I just consider if you spending time with somebody that, you know, isn't me or one of, like, our friends, like, how do you expect me to make friends in the first place? Like, telling me, I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to make friends, and then, like, I just have no opportunity to make friends. Like, do you see how, like, crazy that is? That's so much bullshit. That's so much bullshit. And so, like, yeah, he straight up denied it, but then he, like, trying to, like, twist it, like, oh, well, I did start drinking, like, very heavily, and then he showed me the bottles, and then all the stuff where he hides it, and this and that. And he's, like, promising, and he said, like, he tried to distract me, like, oh, this is a really cool bottle. If you want to keep it, I was just going to throw it away, and, you know, to hold, like, your herbs or whatever. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's cool, you know, instead of throwing it away, I'll go ahead and do that. So I was just being very light about it. And, you know, like, he took advantage of it. He was just gauging things, like, to distract me from the fact he was starting to cheat around, or, like, he has been. And, like, his friends, like, are all, like, chummy, like, you know, especially the one that recently got divorced. And it was just, like, all of this stuff, like, seriously, just fucking crazy. And the one that recently got divorced, he was just, like, hitting on me during a certain time, and, like, knowing all of these things, you know, that I've been doing, like, between that time and between like getting, you know, this newer job, like I told you, there was a week span where it was like the dude was like snorting cocaine behind like closed doors within like, I don't know, 5 yards away from where I work, and it's just like two guys and just me there, whereas the other guy was like a total bodybuilder, kind of, he's older, but like, you know, bodybuilding physique. And, you know, like, that was an unsafe situation for me, so I left that. Like, it was bad. And then that was one of the times that I got sick too, because they were like occultist as well, like undercover occultists. You know, and it's crazy because it's a religious type of organization that I was working for. It's fucking crazy. And then there was maybe a week lapse or less, and then I had this other last job where like all of them are occultists, and it's just, you know, just to recall back that like how many things like went through, and like he's just trying to change the story, and it's like fucking crazy. So, you know, when it comes to this, like, short story, hello, I'm not as invested in this whole, like, you know, trying to make things like trying to work at things with him, like trying to like make things run smoothly. Like, this is war to him, like it. So I'm invested in other possibilities. Okay, so the Spirit says that absolutely applauding this, you know, as far as like the truce thing, applauding, like, you know, this is like caring for one another, knowing like who's really the enemy in all of this, you know. It's helping each other sober up, like wake up, like, yeah, I feel a lot of okay, yeah, so she feels that too, for reals. And that's why like we're just kind of like figuring things out. So, you know, that does lead to transformation, like, for real. Like, it kind of sucks, you know, at face value, but it's kind of like lights out. We just kind of need to understand what this leads to. And you know what that leads to? Like, hell yeah, this is Queen of Pentacles. We're caretaking for ourselves, and when we do that, that's what we exude into the world. It's just peace within what we create, what we invest in. We know, like, we've talked about this character before in Pomo Tarot. Like, it's standalone. And so when we start it, it's like we unblock ourselves, for sure. Absolutely. We have two characters again, guns pointed to each other. Now that's a truce. You know? We start that up. We see the same likeness in each other from a distance. And, like, we're good with that. Because, like, that's kind of like the automatic jump start almost to caretaking for yourself. If you see that in another person and you see the kind of frequencies that happen, it's easier to understand, because we grew up in a generation where, like, TV, you know, whatever is broadcasted, whatever that feed is, we kind of see some kind of relation to it. We strive to, you know, seek that, especially with like real-time stuff, you know, reality shows, and then it went to you know, live broadcastings, and to be able to see that authenticity without like the clips is more endearing, because you get to see the comparisons between like what's staged, what's scripted versus like what's, you know, automatic, and what, like, you can tell, you know, you can tell if someone is well versed versus well practiced. And so it's understanding the differences, like the frequencies. And so I know that she's very intelligent, probably like one of the most intelligent ones there, but like kind of low key, like and it's weird because she doesn't have the personality that would be within the same casting of their chiefs designated. Her intellect is there, that's why they'd employed her. But there are other places there's other things that she can do. Like, I don't know her story. I just know, for me, if we're within like similar likeness, I know that there's other things that I can do. And so I'm invested in that. Like, I know I'm really good at reading. Like, I don't know. I must be like on some sort of blacklist. I don't know. Like, Spirit says, don't worry about it. This piece is supposed to be like critique time. Okay? Because like, Spirit's not going to hand us over like a shitload of awesomeness if we're going to go within the same cycles. Because like I said, it was what do you call it, a battle to the death. It was serious. It was serious. I could feel it. I could feel it, like, with how much I was going at it to ensure that there was finality. Like, it's I could feel how things got escalated. Anything else you want to say, Spirit, with regards to this? Excuse me, I just like did a deep burp. That for real. So there's magic being done on a spiritual level. This is yeah. So yeah, he packed up again and he left he didn't tell me these things. I had to find out from a kid, of course. And do you see how like much passive aggressiveness there is to that? Like, you're not worth communicating to. So I'm going to stick our child in between this as the communicator. To involve somebody within your own toxicity is like, meh. So he did that. And he was using verbiage that, who I thought was a friend, I don't know. He used verbiage like he's just gonna stay at our friends, or I can't say our friends anymore. Like, things have changed. The local friend, okay, is gonna stay over there until things cool down. Like, well, I was asking my son, like, what the fuck do you mean by cooling down? What are you talking about? That he needs to cool down? Like, and I just realized that, taking a step back, oh, that's something that friend would say. Like, do you want to stay here for a little while to let things cool down? I've heard it before. I've heard him say stuff like that before. When it came to like other friends, or I've heard him say that verbiage more than once. I mean, like, we're talking 20 years, like, of historic, And so, like, I know he's playing his friend and doesn't value his friend. Like, by the way, like, things, I know. Just being played. Like, I know that there's, a certain, like, there's only a certain extent that this friend comprehends, like, how much help, like, what kind of help they can provide. But, like, when it comes down to it, like, I really hope he hears this, and the fact that, like, it's just a sense of enablement, like, not helping the situation. You're just giving him a place to escape to. Like, your intentions are not, like, following through. They're ineffective because he's just playing you. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Do you want to say anything about that, Spirit? Okay, it fell on the Seven of Pentacles. What is this? The Page of Swords. I will say that there is like some small benefit. Well, no, there is a benefit to it in the fact that it allows me to engage in looking at, other possibilities that, maybe that there is a certain sacrifice that this friend offers, the extension of just like peace within the household, because there's just not him there, so I'm able to like, allow myself to discover other opportunities. And is there anything else you want to say about that, Spirit? I really thought that person was a friend, but like when you house certain situations that allow for drinking and certain escapades, and when you talk shit behind my back and say like, oh, I can't imagine what it would be like to support a family of 4, with the only income in the house, and it's like, do you even realize what you're saying? Do you realize how much that pumps up somebody else's ego so they could like come at you like with this strength and bully sense, like they've got their story figured out because somebody else is also convinced that like I don't do shit around here? Just to make that person, like this buddy, feel better about like, bitching in front of you. Like, why? People don't realize. People don't realize. So, I don't know if I could call him a friend. Like, you know how long it takes to make friends? Like, I've known this dude for like 20 years. And then you come to find out there's like this betrayal because they can't even like battle their own shadows. That this lingering, like baggage that they have with their ex, or, like how people did them dirty, like how like I'm automatically associated with that, like within their own subconsciousness. So, like they don't realize how much that influences them. So I just have to like forgive, like learning from this backstory of like, this girl from my previous job. I just kind of like have to, whether it was, a possibility of a friendship or one that you thought you really had, whatever time is associated with it, just kind of like gotta forgive it and just kind of move on. And I don't know if I can call either of them within my inner circle, but like I have to like just move on. Like seriously, this is we all got some things to figure out, and you're either there for me or you're not. And you're either doing the work or you're not. But the universe is showing me, So I gotta find my calm. So 18, we have the moon card that fell like kind of this series, and it fell on the money woman, which is the queen of pentacles, and death. So we have the moon card, 2 of pentacles in reverse, 7 of swords, and 8 of swords in reverse. Okay. So in getting out of like that stuck mode, like as you're getting out of being stuck, like making the decisions, like within the transformation period, immediately sitting right outside of that door, out of the gates, is deceit, 7 of Pentacles, like ready to come at you. And so it could cause automatic imbalance within our decisions. But like the Moon card is about mysteries unfolding, and you're never really going to get stronger or like more fortified. You're not gonna give yourself even a fighting chance if you don't get out there. That's what they're saying. Like if you don't allow yourself to develop within this like kind of ego death, within this the transformation, because it leads to something freaking awesome, you know, independence, and like knowing that you could like hold your own. Yeah. So I don't know what full moon is coming up next, but it's magnified, and we're going to see the same kind of frequency, the same kind of this is what those 4 cards are telling me, is it's going to reveal to us the same dynamic that we visited before. In yeah, you see like how it got dark a little while ago, but we're going to see the same kind of darkness casted over, and having to go through those battles of, you know, what triggers us. And so this is a critiquing period for ourselves. Like we're very, very close, is what Spirit is saying, to absolutely unblocking ourselves. Okay. Is there anything else you want to say, Spirit? Angels of love and light, guides of the highest wisdom for our highest good that also work in love and light. Is there anything else you want to say with regards to this? I used to not be able to read this deck, neither here nor there. 14, but right on the money. Yeah, nope. Spirit's saying this is absolutely all 3, you know, the angel, Spirit, and our spirit guides, you know, of the highest wisdom for the highest good that also work in love and light. They're saying that's right on the money. It's for sure. So this is an element of alchemy, like true alchemy. Yeah. This is sitting tree pose, or standing tree pose. We're pretending like there's a fake couch to sit in. So it's arched knee, you know, when it comes down to it. So it's learning how to keep balance, like with kind of resting bitch face. Yeah, we're neither, how do I say it? Oh, how interesting is that? Okay, so we're neither here nor there, you know, past tense. We're within alchemy. We're within the transition point. Yeah, because this landed like this, you know. It landed in between the two, but like kind of arched, you know, kind of like that. Upwards trajectory is what we're looking at. So we have the opportunity to this is not even really clean slating. It's clean slating in a more developmental way, in which we upgrade ourselves. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Well, they said it's right on the money. Okay. So bottom of the deck, 6 of Cups. That's kinship. We're both helping each other, like, you know, together in that. That's cool. Okay. That's the secret sauce in this. Okay. Top of the deck is 8 in reverse. Just desserts. Okay. So this is justice and in the coming, in the making. So that's interesting. Okay. So bananagrams time. Oh, so out of the H and then D fell like off kilter. Oh, I think one fell out. Okay, I. Oh, there's a lot here. Whoa. I don't know what actually fell out. I think it was I. I don't know. I put my hand over the thing and it like slipped out one of them. So it was either I or D, but I think it was I. I don't know. I'm just gonna go with this. Okay. Yeah, so after like there was, when I told you there was channeled music warnings, one of them was voodoo, one of them had to relate to a syndicate. One is like, which is also like the song was like Take 'Em Out, and then there was No Shelter by Rage Against the Machine. So it's like, that's crazy. Like, there'll be no shelter here. The front line is everywhere. Do you know how crazy that is? Like, that's crazy. Okay, so HIYDBOOIIRQDRJENLILIHNDT. So Lee is in here twice, like consecutive. Like, it's showing me it's 100% obvious. So whether it's a he or a she, their workings are in here double time, meaning they're doing this to me and they were doing that to her. It was extreme manipulation for us to turn on each other. That's 100%. Yeah, boo. So it's either they're saying boo or they're like saying boo, like surprise. Yeah, I'm here. And they're making it quite evident. RJ is here. I don't know what that is. But also to get some rest and relaxation here. Anything else that we're seeing here? There's also hoodoo somehow mixed up in here. It's like who and then do. So it's hidden, that's for sure. Okay, so let me just show you that for just a second. So you see the who, the do, Lee twice, Jen's name, R&R, RJ, a lot of selfishness, I, you know, okay, so let's go ahead and put these together. I see brother. How do I put this? Okay, because everything's like kind of slanted here. Okay. I also see brothel. So there's a lot of like sexual content here, like feeling like you're in control because like the sense of having to degrade women, like building an organization where you degrade women, like, or that's kind of a way of life almost. Yeah, I also see Tinder. Beyond. Okay. I'm gonna have to take the E. There's only one ear, so I feel like beyond is important. Some of us, you know, if we're getting sick, we need to have something like broth here. I had to take down brother so that I could look beyond, you know. Yeah, so there's like a, what do you call it? A patriarchy, you know, that relies on like backing brothers. But the worst part about that is that they take advantage of children, like young boys as well. So that's really not, it's a disguise. And it's wrong. Linden, is that Linden chocolates? Lindy. I think there's someone trying to disguise herself. I think there's a Lindsay here, like trying to disguise that she's a snake, because the only thing that I'm missing is an S. And I know from my previous job, she was quite the bitch that slept around. So I know that she's kind of part of this. But that was like, people played on her insecurities within that organization. So she did sleep around for sure. But, they, for a perceived sense of power. This isn't gossip. This is just like real life shit. Like, we can move on, but like, I didn't do those things. So like, they could easily be part of her history, I see Lord. Beyond Lord? I don't know. Line. Beyond the line. Yeah. It's about going past, constructs. Proposed constructs. Yep. I keep seeing third in here. I don't know what that means. Like, third from not just here, but previous readings. If you go check back on the letterings, if you see like any any of the letters that could spell third, like, I've seen it on all of those times. And I just keep ignoring it because I'm like, I don't know what that means. Maybe third time's a charm. I don't know what, but I keep seeing third. So I have 4 I's left, a D, a Q, and an L. So this is a little... Dill is an herb that we need to use. Turmeric was yesterday. I spelled it incorrectly though, but I had 2 R's to handle it. So still legit. A lot of I's left. Okay, so we have a strong IQ here. 3 ways that we can put this here. We definitely need to tap into Qigong. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I have QI here twice. I keep getting that too. Is it Qigong? Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, 3 here. Oh, third. So it's about extending the pause a bit more. Yeah, just about like before pulling the trigger for sure. Okay, let me show it to you. I'm kind of holding this thing up, so it's kind of hard to. Okay, but you're seeing it here. Do you see how it's positioned there? That was like the only other like stable place to hold it, because I'm holding it right there. But definitely, it's kind of like pause before you pull the trigger, because you don't have, like, seriously, to like kill off your same likeness, like you're doing evil. They're passing the dirty work to us when it comes down to that. So it's just to be mindful of all of that. Excuse me. Okay. So that's it for now. Thanks for joining. I hope that you found this helpful. I think that's it for now. Thank you to the Beloved Light crew that have contributed to this message and protecting it and relaying it accurately. Neither here nor there, but right on the money, remember? Yeah, that's it for now. At this time, this reading is now officially over. So I'm closing out this reading. Any portals that have been opened, I now close. Send back that energy to your appropriate places. And I have to thank you in advance for getting, to this point of like this crescendo almost. It's important. Yeah. It's just like we're very, very, very close. So, just that's really good news there. Okay, well, I will see you again later. Have a good day. Have a good morning.